So hypersomnia is excessive sleepiness, and it happens in different forms. So some people may be sleepy throughout the day, or maybe become very sleepy at certain points during the day. And other people may have sleep attacks where they may be reasonably well between these attacks, but get sudden overwhelming sleepiness, often in socially awkward or inconvenient circumstances, such as during a meal or even in conversations with people. And when people actually have this hypersomnolence, they will often doze or fall asleep, and they may sleep from anything from a few minutes, seconds, sometimes up to hours, depending upon the cause of the hypersomnolence. The other form of hypersomnolence that we often see is where people will have micro-sleeps during the day, and then they may carry out automatic actions such as sticking their socks in the fridge or writing nonsense or typing nonsense without actually being aware of what they're doing because their brain is partially asleep. The commonest cause of hypersomnia is getting inadequate amounts of sleep at night. We all need different lengths of sleep at night, and some people will restrict their sleep unnecessarily, leading them to be sleepy during the day. The other commonest cause of excessive sleepiness during the day is not getting adequate sleep at night because the sleep is disturbed, and there may be a range of conditions that do that. But the branch of hypersomnia that interests me most is narcolepsy. And narcolepsy is a very specific condition in which the hypersomnia is caused by a dysregulation of sleep, so that people will get sleep attacks during the day but will also have disturbed and disrupted sleep at night. And the understanding of what causes that is something that I find particularly fascinating. More recently, it's been discovered that there are brain cells that specifically regulate our sleep, and that it may be damage to those brain cells that cause the condition. And because of that, and because those brain cells never grow again, narcolepsy is a condition that's a lifelong condition, and so can have a devastating effect on people's lives if left untreated. Hypersomnia can have a devastating effect on people's lives. Being excessively sleepy means that people cannot drive. It may affect their work because they may be falling asleep at work, but also it can affect everyday aspects. It can affect relationships. It can affect the ability to do things around the house. So it can actually affect all aspects of a person's life. The other aspect that it affects is that it can make people quite down and depressed. People who are hypersomnolent will often find that because of their inability to do things, their inability to socialize, they become socially isolated. Lastly, importantly, sleep has a very critical role in memory and memory formation and concentration. And both memory and concentration can suffer due to hypersomnolence. The important thing is that if we are able to treat the hypersomnolence successfully, then we can reverse nearly all of these problems. The most important thing in treating hypersomnia is making an accurate diagnosis. Because if people are getting inadequate sleep, then obviously increasing the amount of sleep that they have would be the way to treat that. Or if people are getting disturbed sleep, treating whatever is disturbing their sleep will obviously treat the hypersomnia. We all have a clock in our brain that tells us when we should go to sleep and when we should get up and when we should eat. And the important thing about that is that the brain likes to have a routine, a regular bedtime, a regular get-up time. And if we tend to disturb that routine or tend to sleep in irregular hours, then that can often disrupt and disturb our sleep overnight, and we may get inadequate sleep during the week, and then people try to catch up at weekends by lying in, which is not a great habit. The thing that is most challenging are those people who have hypersomnia for other causes, such as narcolepsy. And for those people, we really need stimulants during the day to try to keep them awake. Interestingly, because people with narcolepsy have dysregulated sleep, sometimes giving them a hypnotic at night, something to help them sleep at night, may improve their sleepiness during the day. So it's often a combination of using something at night to help them sleep and something during the day to keep them awake. In addition, we have to try and cope with the dysregulation of the dream sleep, and we use certain drugs for that as well, mainly antidepressant type drugs that tend to affect our dream sleep, tend to decrease the amount of dream sleep we have and prevent those dream sleep attacks that people may have during the day, in particular things like cataplexy.